All right. Hey, hey, welcome back. All right, Cancerians. Sorry, it's hard for me to pick up that deck. Um, because we are headed into kind of exciting next week, at the end of the week next week, we've got a lunar eclipse, we've got our full moon in Virgo, we've got a Mercury retrograde. There's going to be lots going on, but in between now and then, this kind of like gives our characters some space, some time to maybe address a few other things. And so I just wanted to look at what this time could be best used for Cancerian. And we start out with the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands is, I always think of her as like our most fashionable queen. This could be a great time for someone to, plan out their wardrobe or dress their best, kind of like saunter their way around a little bit, looking fine, feeling foxy. Udaya, hi, great to see you. Oh my gosh, it's been forever since I said hi to you in a live. We have a Queen of Swords. Got two queens. This is awesome energy for Cancerian to be in that space where they could perhaps be like pulling their energy inward, their divine feminine energy specifically. So the feminine energy is the energy of the moon. That's a gravitational pull. If we're going to manifest from the moon's energy, it means we're going to be the great attractor. We're going to flip on our inner magnet and bring stuff toward us that we want by being example of what we authentically want. So we've got a character brushing up on that feminine energy. We've got our Cancerian and their Queen of Swords, which is very truthful. They're being super straightforward with themselves. But you notice that I'm chuckling because can you hear my Aries? He's having a little rumble fest. I think he thinks that the door is closed on him. It's not, but I think he's grumbling at the door right now. He has quite a vendetta against doors. I have to keep continually reminding him that they are not your enemy, but he hates it if I'm on the other side of a door. The door is open. It just kind of half swings shut, and then he gets really angry. Anyway, we have the third eye is very open there. So I think that our character is very clearly, like, I'll say projecting their thoughts about what they want while still using the energy to pull stuff toward them. But they're very clear-minded about what their yeses and their nos are. Hi, Indigo Moon X. Great to see you, love. Let's see, what else do we have? We've got a Queen of Cups. We're going to keep rocking the Queen land here. We've got the Eight of Cups as well. Okay, so in this time frame between now and like Thursday, Friday, when all the other, astrological celestial events occur, it looks like Cancerian is just all about dealing with the feminine energy. Now, we could say maybe this isn't all Cancerian. Maybe only the Queen of Cups is. Maybe this is a good time for Cancerian to like heal rifts, give respect to other divine feminines in their life, but still advocate that I'm still going to do things differently. Like, let's say, for example, that Cancerian has two people that they love dearly. Let's say these are sisters. And it's like, love my sisters, but we're so different. They don't see the journey that I'm on is so different than their own. They wouldn't want my life. I wouldn't want theirs. That's like true story about me and my own family members. Like, we're all so distinctly different. And granted, some of my family members don't like me because I do this and they don't talk to me anymore. But other family members that are still vastly different from me accept me very well. So, I could see that being like for me, that's very easy to understand. That sometimes we can walk away, and while we don't have any hard feelings, sometimes it's only a one-way street. Sometimes other people don't like us, but we're fine with them. It's just like, hey, I'm still going to do my own thing. It feels like that could kind of be the storyline on this if we're going to break this apart and say there's two other feminines. We definitely see Cancerian going their own route, going their own way, no matter what. Let's see if we can break it down a little bit and say, what are the first two queens? Is that other elements of Cancer, or are those different people? We have the Princess of Swords in the reverse. I think that my first assumption that this is just the other attributes of Cancer might be the correct interpretation on this, because it's more about like accepting right where we are, instead of like seeking it, trying to comprehend it. There's not like the need to understand each other. And these are all these queens are in the upright. So if Cancer had like had enough beef with other people where they had to walk away because it's like, oh, they just don't understand me, there would be like some element of like trying to comprehend, and we don't see that. There's I kind of feel like this is all just Cancer. Cancer is getting into the vibe, getting into the queen zone, and using that energy to make decisions in their life. Okay, so where is Cancer headed during this time frame? What is it they're planning for themselves? Prince of Wands is in the reverse. Well, they're headed away from anything that feels unstable, insecure. This could be Cancerians walking away from somebody that they were starting to date because they're like, you know what, I don't see this going anywhere. Maybe this person has come across as a bit of a player. Cancerians just like, it's not going to go anywhere. I can already tell this is just not my person. This is not the one. We have a Prince of Swords. Wow, so we have all these queens and then we have all these knights, right? Because the Prince of Wands and Prince of Swords, those are our knights. Those are our action takers, but they can't really match up with queens and kings because they're still in a very like versatile time of their life. They're still trying to figure out what they're doing, where they're going, what they believe in, whereas a queen already knows. So it definitely looks like Cancerian is, I'm going to say, walking away from anybody stable. Now, anybody unstable. But I will say this, it is possible that some new knight shows up in Cancerian's world just as swiftly. I don't know why Cancerian keeps ending up, kind of being sandwiched together with knights here, but I'm a mess. Sorry, guys. I I'm a train wreck tonight. We get the Six of Swords upright. There's something about needing to move on from this person as well. If there are two knights, I don't think Cancerian is going to put up with any more knights. If they walk away from one and then another one comes in, we still see them moving away from it. Okay, so we have a confident, like, I'm not dealing with knights. I want kings, queens, emperors, empresses only need apply. Is this actually about love? Or is this about, like, let's say, although I usually look at court cards as people, but let's say, because we could interpret this as situations as well. Let's say this is about jobs. Cancerian might be at that place in their life where they're like, I know what my skill set is. I am definitely not willing to go in and work for a company that is going to like treat me like I'm fresh out of, school and I basically am going to be an intern. I'm not. I've got years of experience under my belt. So I can't accept a job that's going to treat me like, I'm a brand new intern who's, still super green. And I could see Cancerian passing up on job offers that really are not going to be enough for them. Even if they get two in a row, they're like, I'm not going to do lateral moves and I don't want to start at the bottom rung. I got to keep looking until I find the job that realizes you're dealing with a queen. You're dealing with somebody who knows their business. I know my stuff. I'm not going to be aligning myself with a company that doesn't know when they're dealing with a queen. We got the Judgment in the reverse. And I mean, this is a hard pass. This is like, not even if I am, like desperate to pay my rent, and am I going to take a job that doesn't realize I've got more to offer than that. This, what I think this is, that Cancerian has set a bar for themselves that is right for who they are. They're not arrogant. They're not cocky. They're just saying, I don't want to accept less than where I really am, where I'm at emotionally and mentally, and my evolution as a human. I can't deal with stuff that is, or I can't align myself and cooperate with or date or marry partners that are not where I'm at. So no to exes, no to job offers that are far less than what I should be being paid for the skill level that I've got, and they don't recognize that. You know what? I think in this storyline it says we got the Ten of Pentacles upright. Thank goodness our character has set that bar high for themselves. Well, it's not even set high, it's set for where it should be. Cancerian's going to get a much better offer. Thank God they're passing on these. Thank God they're saying, I won't accept less. I want my equal. I don't want to accept less. I don't want to downgrade myself so that I can fit with somebody that isn't right for me. I don't want to do that. It says that they have a real companion coming in, or a real job offer, or a real romantic offer. The 10 of Pentacles is where two equally matched energies come together, and then it's this harmonious, like, okay, that clicks. Okay, now we have a really nice bond. We have, like an equal amount of energy and interest, and this will work. Thank goodness Cancerian has the courage to stay single until they meet the right person, or to bypass on the job offers instead of saying, well, I guess this is all I get to pick from. This Cancerian is like, no, I will not. We have the moon, which says if Cancerian is like, like setting this in their head, their intentions, and they're setting the bar for what they really want, it says not even they maybe have fully realized just how much they actually have to offer, because I think they are going to be delightfully surprised by what this 10 of Pentacles offer is. Like, okay, I'll use this as an example. At one point in time, I had moved, and anytime you move, and I started life over in a completely different state. I didn't have any friends, no family, no job, no nothing. I just went there cold turkey and just was like, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and start life over. And, so you just take it step by step, right? And when I was looking for a place to live, I just remember it was like I had seen 13 places in a day, and they were just awful. And I was like, I'm not, even though, obviously sometimes you go, well, you just got to take what you can get because you're new to town and you got all this stuff to work out. But I just couldn't do it. I just wasn't about to, it felt sketchy. It felt like, no, I don't want to live here. I don't like the, I'm very sensitive to like walls and stuff. I don't like bad designs that make me feel closed in. And I was like, no, I can't. And so 13, I said no to. And then one that I didn't even expect to come across, I ended up walking across the street to a place that I was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to afford this. And sure enough, it was like super affordable. And I got in, and it was fabulous, and spent the next 3 years there. And it was just like, sometimes when you keep saying no, because you're like, I just can't do it. I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but I know I'm not doing that. Sometimes that's when we stumble across the unexpected that's so much better than what we even had hoped to find. And I guess I only tell that story because that's the way I would try to describe this moon card, is that Cancerian doesn't even realize how much better of a find they're about to come across. Or let's say this is about a job. Like, they can't even believe, or won't even be able to believe, like, this is even more than what I had hoped for. This company is even, willing to pay me more than what I had expected I was going to earn, or what I had wanted to earn. This is above what I wanted, which is so much better than stepping down and taking so far less than what we've wanted for ourselves. It does take a certain amount of like, you got to be kind of ballsy and insist that I will not let myself, go backwards or something. Now in life, sometimes we're between a rock and a hard place, and we absolutely have to just accept, this isn't great, but I've got to start here and then claw my way back up. And I've had to do that before too. But certain times, like, it's all about knowing when to, like, Kenny Rogers your way through it. You got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, know when to run. You got to sometimes figure out, am I being bullheaded? Am I being too arrogant? Or am I holding myself to a higher standard and refusing to accept less than what I'm worth, or less than what I authentically want? How much can I afford to keep bypassing on things before I maybe have to say, okay, I surrender. I guess I'll take what I don't want. I like the fact that in this storyline, it feels like, I think this is more about love. And in love, I don't think you ever would compromise, right? Why would we ever accept someone that is not offering us what we would want? Someone who's doesn't want a commitment, and that's what we want. Then why would we deal with somebody who doesn't want the commitment, that we're destined to not be happy with them? But instead, I think Cancerian is going to find someone who makes them so happy, somebody who's everything they wanted and more. And it's all because they waited for the right person. This is that 5 of Cups, and it's in the reverse. It's like, there's no tears. There's no crying coming up for this Cancerian. If they set their intentions right, if they said, I don't want to have the wrong kind of relationship. I don't want to get involved with somebody that I know right out of the gate, they don't want the same thing that I do. They don't, they're not interested in a long-term connection. I think this storyline, like before Cancerian even gets into the, upcoming energy for next week, it's like set the intentions now. And maybe that's because we're going to have, a Mercury retrograde, and they always say that can bring back exes. But if Cancerian already knows, I'm not taking back exes. I don't want to go back down roads with, that I've already traveled, that I know don't lead me to happiness and success. Maybe that's why the storyline is here. It's to like let Cancerians set their real intentions and ask themselves, what do I want? What will I accept? What will I not accept? And then, open themselves up to the great unknown that could bring in even better than what they would have hoped for, all because they're choosing to, put their past in their past and reject the idea of going backwards. This looks really promising and really good for this Cancerian because they're staying so true to what they really want. You guys, thanks so much for being here. Lovely blessings. Great to see you. Apple Holo, wonderful to catch you also, honey. Tammy Secord, awesome to see you. All right, you guys, Udaya and Indigo Moon X, also awesome. You guys are the first two in the room. Thank you for the roses, Udaya. That's so sweet. All right, you guys, I'm sorry on Saturday, I was spending time with my mama on Friday night and Saturday. And so by the time I got home, I was super, super late. So I didn't get our Cancerian video out on Saturday night like I'd intended. So you guys got one tonight instead, Sunday night. So anyway, you guys take care. I'll see you again on Tuesday, Cancerians. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. Bye, guys.